So excuse me, just tabbing for a moment before I introduce these players. I just needed to add these in up here. Brilliant. So we should be all set to go, and yeah, I mean, starting bang on time. Okay, that actually needs to move a little bit further down. There we go. So starting right on time here, and yeah, awesome. Let's just get into this first game of DreamHack Open Summer 2014. How is everyone doing? In the lower side of the map, in the 6 o'clock position, we're gonna have from Nuit Blanche. It's Elroye, the Swiss Zerg player. A really good Swiss player at that as well. And he's coming over here to throw down his hatchery first in this ZVT. His opponent in the upper left is going to be the Red Terran player from Carnage Esports. It's SandShrew. Alright, so starting off with, you know, these early group stages, there's a few names you probably know, there's a few names you probably don't know. You know, as a caster, I know quite a lot of these guys, and this is why I actually chose to cast these two guys, because I know they're both really good players. SandShrew is on the up and up, and Elroye is, again, as I said, I think he's actually one of the better players in Switzerland. He really challenges players such as Neuroxis and Zervas on My Insanity. I actually believe he actually won one of the recent Swiss lands a month or two ago as well. So, you know, Elroye is a real contender here to probably get through his group, and in fact, their group is quite interesting, because in their group as well is Winter from EC Visualize and Patex from AT Gaming. And honestly, I can see probably Elroye getting out of here in first place, but past that, I actually really do not know where we're going to end up with anything. So, win this game and things are starting. You're gonna have to excuse me. I keep baffling myself with this overlay, with this UI. It's something I'm not quite used to yet. Of course, it's very different with this big black bar at the top, so I'm just getting used to that a little bit, so sometimes I sound a bit confused. But why don't we talk about what's actually happening in this game? We had a Reaper opening out of SandShrew, which is of course very, very standard, and as his Reaper comes in here, he's just going to be looking to see if gas has been taken, and it has in fact been taken. He's just at 100 gas right now, and Elroye should be looking to pull out of there very soon. He starts speed, and now he does start to pull out, and he actually leaves one worker in gas. So it looks as though SandShrew comes in to check this. It looks as though SandShrew will be able to spot that Elroye wants to continue teching here in some way. How exactly, we don't quite know. But, you know, there's a few different things you can do with that. It could be for roach opening, which has become very common now, considering all the Hellbats we have been seeing. So that's definitely a possibility. Alternatively, he could go for something crazy like a fast lair, or go straight on back into that gas if he wants to go for some kind of big, aggressive move very early on. This Reaper just backs off home. Interestingly, only one Reaper coming out here, and then went straight into Marine production. So, you know, I'd quite like to say that this looks very much like, with the second gas down, we are going to see some kind of aggression, some kind of further tech, and it is going to be a starport coming down. Now, are we going to see an armory into Hellbats? Yes, we are, because we're seeing this reactor come down on this barrack. So it's going to be the Hellbat push with a few Marines at the front as well, and a couple of medevacs in the sky, and this is very, very scary out of turn place, and we'll see if Elroye has found a way in recent days to figure out how to hold off this push. You know, this happened in Pro League, I think, like 40 VZs in a row last week when it was when the Hellbat patch first came about. So really interested to see how this is going to happen. Of course, all he has to do is start the armory in time so that it finishes when he gets to the other side of the map. And we have a few lings just moving around here for Elroye, just looking around, seeing if he can find anything. Just taking some map control. And his map control is great. He actually sees everything apart from the actual middle of the map here. And that is, of course, because that is controlled by these Hellions and this Reaper for now. We do actually see a Rotron coming down here for Elroye, so he is heading into this, and you know, he's going to be able to get some roaches out to help him defend here. As actually, interestingly, okay, now he does swap this barracks away. So this is a little bit, it's not exactly the build we've, it's not exactly the build I've seen previously, but we'll see what he does. A Wolof here will deny this. Oh, that's actually a little gap there. These lings will get in, and this is pretty huge. If they get a mule, even if it's low on HP, if they get a second one, that would be even bigger, but they do not. And a little bit of a mistake there by SandShrew. He could have had these units just a little bit further forward. Now, I'm not sure if these Zerglings saw this medevac, but if they did, that's a really big tell. However, it looks as though Elroye knows what's going on anyway. 10 roaches in the production tab up here. And, I mean, that's going to be plenty to turn around this attack. Roaches, and he's going to be able to produce some Zerglings, etc. as well. He's actually 10 workers ahead, so he's actually good on his work account for now. There's no third CC from his opponent, so there's no rush to really just spam workers as of right now. All he has to do is hold off this attack and take himself a bit of a lead in this game. He's going to start sniping a Hellion here. I'm pretty sure we have the armory down and finished. We have, and there all them Hellbats coming in. And now Elroye spots this for certain. He's actually going to start engaging this out in the middle, but I'm not too sure about this because these roaches off of creep, they're very slow and they cannot stutter step or kite as well. And that is a little bit of an issue here. He gets back to his creep. He's going to be able to fall back. He should be pretty safe now. We actually see a bunch of lings heading up to that top side of the map as well. As these roaches are going to start stutter stepping. And look at this. They're actually just one-shotting these Hellbats. And there is more than enough here. SandShrew really needs to just turn around and get away. But look at this. These lings going for the counterattack. Is he going to reach the depots? That is going to be the real question. At the same time, he's focusing on pushing forward. Are these lings going to get in? Yes, they are. And he's going to go after these mules almost instantly here. He's going to take out this whole SCV line. There's nothing to defend at all. And these medevacs end up picking up this army as it has to retreat. Too many roaches over here. And these Zerglings are going to start wrecking havoc in the mineral line of our Terran player. Now running up onto the natural, up this natural ramp. And in the main base ramp, and he's going to get cleaned up here, yes, but damage already more or less done. A drop into the main base. SandShrew desperately just trying to find a way to do some damage, but he doesn't even kill that much here. He's going to start getting out. He's killed 7 workers overall, but there's still a 16 worker lead right now for the Zerg player, and Elroye is still looking good in this game as SandShrew heads off away. Still lings over here just tearing apart this natural. There's just not enough units on the low ground to actually defend, and SandShrew probably would have been better off to turn around and just go home and just defend this much faster, because he wouldn't have lost all of these depots then. He would have retaken his natural much quicker. Now he's in a really bad position. He doesn't have a third command center to just fall back on. You know, quite often after we see Terran players take some damage, you say, well, the Zerg committed some units to that. He hasn't got as many drones. The Terran's got 3 CCs. He can remake unit workers very, very quickly, but that's not the case here. And the only thing SandShrew really has going for him, considering he's in a massive supply block right now, 4 supply depots about to finish up, the only thing he's really got going for him is the fact he's got this fairly efficient, low-tech army on the map right now. But again, with these roaches out, I'm struggling to see them doing much struggling to see this Terran army doing much damage. Stimpack is about to finish, and that is, again, one nice little thing. But is it going to be enough to really power through here? Isn't there even that many bio units? I mean, there's, what, a handful of Marines, 3 Marauders? You know, Stimpack's not even going to make that much of a difference. We have a Baneland Nest about to finish. It's not finished just yet. And this is going to be the opportunity here for SandShrew to maybe do something in this game to get himself back in it before this Baneland Nest finishes. But he's just a little bit too scared, and who can blame him? I mean, he must know that it's very likely Elroy's just been pumping units. I'm pretty sure Elroye could probably take this on without even needing Banelands. He's morphing 4 in, just in case. We have Zerglings coming into this natural once again. SCVs are actually being pulled here. Okay, well, SandShrew, he's bringing the boys. He's going to go for it. He realizes he's only got one opportunity in this game, and he has to end it soon. There's no point waiting around. He has to go now, and he has to make things happen. Otherwise, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Hellions continue to turn into Hellbats here, and these SCVs are coming. He scans ahead. There's only a few Balins, and these SCVs could do a good job of tanking. Let's see what happens here. Elroye backs off here initially. He's going to get away. A few Balins try to morph in. Ooh, one of them actually connects onto those SCVs. Some more Balins trying to morph in here. Another one coming forward. This army of SandShrew is doing okay right now, but again, the production for Elroye will just continue here, and I'm pretty sure over the time he will just be able to stream units in and clean up. But that being said, I mean, Elroye is continuing to be pushed back, and again, he just needs these extra round of reinforcements before he can continue on here. These roaches getting targeted down as SandShrew makes this one big push here. Again, this army right now is doing a good job, but will it last the continuous reinforcements of his opponent? I mean, SandShrew is on 3 SCVs, so he has to win with this army and nothing else, and he ends up picking up here. He's going to get out of there, but again, that's not what he wants to resort to. He wants to do something completely different from that. He wants to be the player who's continuing to fight here. He needs to do more damage. What's he going to do back at home? You know, fall back on the 14-minute free SCV production timing? Like, I don't know. And more Banelings coming in here. There's still a significant number of roaches as well. This roach run nearly went down. But, I mean, yeah, more Banelings coming in. A few of them may go down before this is actually ready. We actually have some Mutalisks popping out here as well. And there's actually just not even that much anti-air as these Banelings connect. The last couple of Marines will get targeted down here, and that leaves only Marauders. And with nothing to shoot up, these Mutalisks will reign supreme. And SandShrew, he's making the best of it. He's not going to give up just yet. He's going to continue, you know, falling back, trying to get back to his next round of units. dropping over here to try and clean up some Zerglings. He's really just trying to survive as best he can, but it's so difficult when you don't actually have anything to shoot the Mutalisks. And the Mutalisks are just going to chase him all the way back home. There must be a couple of Marines here somewhere, surely. Oh, there's one! The Hero Marine and a few more Marines actually coming out of the main base. Starting to trade with these Mutas, but the Mutas get 2 medevacs in total here. And Ling's clean up a Marauder which was heading on home. Elroye, look at this, he's established a 4th base throughout this as well. He's continuing to make Lings and Mutas. He's on 63 workers. He knows his opponent committed a lot to pull in a lot of workers. He's lost a lot of workers, so he knows his opponent doesn't have that great of an economy. He knows all he has to do is make units and keep on trading, and that his opponent will not be able to keep up, and that's exactly what's about to happen here. As the first few Balins morph in, Zerglings are falling back, and now they're going to come forward. The Balins are more or less there, they're more or less ready. The Marauders in the front are tanking the Zergling hits for now. There's a lot of medevacs up here, but the Mutas will start to clean that up. Well won, says SandShrew, and that is game number 1 done and out of the way. And Elroye will be taking a 1-0 advantage here in this best of 3. So we are going to be continuing on here. We're into game number 2. So, where is he? So, we'll get an invite here in just a couple of seconds, guys. Welcome to the stream. A pleasure to have you guys with me. I hope you're enjoying the casting so far. We are just warming up right now, just getting ready to rock and roll, basically. I mean, 1 game down, and a pretty good game. I mean, really, it was just fantastic play from Elroye throughout. He just showed up with the roaches when that Hellbat attack came towards him. And from there, he said, I know how to close this out. And, I mean, he did. He really, that run by as well, where he killed off them workers in the natural, that was huge, because that really puts the Terran in a situation where he has to have done significant damage, or he can't really come back himself. And we saw SandShrew thought the only real option for himself there was to just go for that kind of all-inish attack with all of these SCVs being pulled. And, I mean, once he lost them SCVs, once he didn't do game-ending damage at that point, that was it. Game was over. GG, well played, was called. Alright, well, we're going to be heading into game number 2 on Habitation Station here in a couple of moments. It's Elroye versus SandShrew. Elroye currently leads 1-0, guys. I explained this the other day. I just got a new webcam, and so if you see me looking over this way, I used to have my webcam up there, so I'm so used to looking over there at my webcam, so I need to get a bit more used to it actually being on my primary monitor. So, anyways, we're all set to go into game number 2, and if these guys are ready, we should get straight on into this. Elroye versus SandShrew. Can SandShrew pull this back? You know, I really feel he can. That build there, it didn't work out too great for him. I kind of feel like it wasn't the right way to do it either. You know, I really feel like you should immediately react to those medevacs out, because that really gives you that strength when that push first hits. I mean, this time he had 1 medevac when he first came, instead of kind of like the 4, or the 2 to 4 that you can see. So I feel like SandShrew didn't quite get the timing as crisp as he would have liked it. It didn't quite click into place as much as he would have liked it to. But anyways, let's see what he goes for in game number 2. Let's see if he just makes a much more standard game here, or what exactly he is going to get up to as we do load on into this game. So, give me a moment. I'll just set this to a best of 3 and a 1-0 to Elroye. Alright, well, in the upper right hand corner, we're going to have on Habitation Station the green Zerg player representing Nerd Blanche. It is Elroye. Probably one of Nerd Blanche's best players, I would say. I think it's pretty fair to say that, since Lilbro left to XMG a few months ago now. They're a pretty strong team. They've got, if you don't know about Nerd Blanche, they've also got Funke, Mana's brother, on there. He's a good Polish Terran player. And yeah, they're a pretty good team, Nerd Blanche. They're definitely a team to watch out for. One of the better teams in France, behind Millennium, of course. So that's Elroye up here, currently leading 1-0 in this best of 3. The first game here in Group H of DreamHack Open Summer. The other players in this group are Winter and Patex, and we're more or less, I think, just going to follow this group throughout the rest of the day, depending on, well, not for the rest of the day, for the next couple of hours. Simply because I think these are some really good players. They're going to make for some really good matches, instead of just watching all the fan favourites just smash through some guys you've probably never really heard of. So, it's just my opinion anyway. and that's probably what we're going to go for unless someone decides to come along and steal our group. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, well, in the upper left-hand corner, the red Terran player, let's introduce him. Playing in red, which matches his team logo down here, Corner G Sports. It's going to be SandShrew. One of Corner G Sports' newer players, in fact, joining the team alongside the likes of Ike, top Norwegian Protoss player, Fulminator, a great Zerg player from Denmark as well. Namshar is also competing in this tournament. He'll be playing later on today, I think, in the second round of groups in Group Stage 1. He's a Swedish Zerg player. He's got a fantastic stream if you've never watched it, and if not, then you've probably, maybe if you watch Base Trade TV, you've probably even heard him casting a little bit over there as well. So that's the teammates of SandShrew, and he's looking to open up into this Reaper once again. So, you know, we can't really tell what exactly this game is going to hold for us just now. We need to wait to see, is there going to be a second Reaper coming out? Just the single Reaper once again? How fast is he going to get the factory? When is that second gas going to come down? This second gas from the Terran player is absolutely key to seeing what he is going to do in the future. You know, no second gas, and we're going to see that fast, free base Terran play, which is so solid going into a macro game. The second gas, and we can see a multitude of things. Hellion Banshee, and maybe even a follow-up into mech. Double factory Hellion. You know, again, these Hellbat pushes, which we've been seeing more and more of recently. This time we do have a change-up, though, from SandShrew. Right at the start, he's going to actually open up with a second Reaper here. So, first Reaper out on the other side of the map, second Reaper on the way. Look at this, those sneaky 4 Lings coming across, and they're going to try and get the cancel, or at least try and kill this SCV, and you know what? It's going to work out. Look at this, perfect fight by Elroye, pulls away just right. Oh, but SandShrew actually sends his Reapers back home. He doesn't, maybe even feels, you know, why haven't you got some Lings already trying to chase my Reapers away? And that's actually really good, just game sense there by SandShrew, saying, right, I kind of feel like I know, I feel like something's a bit off here, you know, something's not quite right, and I'm just going to fix that. I'm going to just head back home and leave this Reaper over here, because without any Lings here, you know, it's very rare for a Zerg player to make no Zerglings. Interestingly, though, I mean, these Zerglings never actually went in towards the natural. I'm not sure if, I mean, Elroye keeps selecting them, so it's not like he's forgotten about them. He may very well just be waiting for, I mean, at this point, he was almost definitely waiting for his Zergling speed, his metabolic boost to just finish here. And once that metabolic boost finishes, he's going to be able to move on in. He's going to be able to maybe snipe a couple of SCVs, maybe even a mule dropping in this natural. But a couple of Reapers in this bunker right now. First Hellion's on the way out. We do see a third CC. No second gas was taken, so this is just going to go back to the very standard Terran macro play. That timing did not work at all for SandShrew in game number 1. So he's just going to fall back on getting a very strong economy very early on and seeing where he can go from here. This free CC, I mean, it gives you a multitude of options. And if the Zerg player, I mean, the Zerg player probably will spot it. He can send this Overlord in and scout. But, I mean, with this third base coming down and no gas, really be in mind. I mean, he's only just gone to gas again very recently here. And he's probably just looking for that for, again, either some roaches or even to go into double upgrades. But in general, it's very unlikely that we're going to see him do any kind of attack. I mean, at this point, there's still only one gas up at 7 minutes. Any kind of timing would hit, any kind of roach bane attack would hit very, very late at this point. So Hellions and Reapers actually head on over here and they're going to start attacking this third base and look for a little bit of a just denial here. For only 2 Hellions, you will have to be careful if these Lings do come forward. You see one Queen coming forward as well, already trying to put some damage out onto these Reapers, trying to turn them away. I'm not too sure about targeting the Reapers. I think targeting the Hellions might be a bit of a better option, although that being said, he's going to come in here and now he's going to catch these Reapers. So these Reapers will go down, so they will not get to regen their health. Which was the main reason I said I'd rather him see the go for the Hellions, because if you go for the Hellions, then, you know, you have to send them back home to get repaired if you want them to heal up, whereas the Reapers, they'll just heal up over time anyways. So a solid wall off this time around for SandShrew at the front as his Hellions take the stage at the on the other side of the map. We have double engineering bay coming up and the double barracks as well. So altogether, I mean, just very standard stuff here. This Queen gets caught out in the middle of the map, gets a couple of extra shots on, realizing that that's probably the best he's going to be able to do here. And these Hellions just moving around and just seeing what they can get up to. And might very well jump onto that third base, but a couple of roaches here will be able to more or less deny this. And I mean, these Hellions, a few of them are pretty low, so he has to be very careful about that. And oh, look at this, he's going to try and cut these Hellions off. He's going to try and get a little bit more damage onto them. Is it going to work out? Oh, the Hellions, they're running past the Roaches now. Now he sees them, and he does just dart away at the right moment there. So SandShrew is okay. You know, I said there may not be a Roach Baneling attack, but guess what? It is going to be a Roach Baneling attack. It's actually just going to be off of 2 gases, so I mean, there's not really that many Roaches. There's what, about 10 Roaches in total. There's only 9 Banelings though, so the Banelings, all they're really going to be able to do here is bust through this wall, and it's so smart by SandShrew actually, by Elroye to keep SandShrew in. Now SandShrew sees this third base has no drones mining. Immediately here, he's just going to be like, oh god, what is going on? He darts these Hellions into the natural, but it's just too late. These Banelings, they're going to hit this front wall in just a matter of seconds. Bunker goes down, and there's just not going to be enough units here, and Elroye hits this timing just perfectly, really. I mean, a 2 gas attack, not really something I was expecting. I mean, the real thing is, there's no, past this first wave, you have no follow-up to this, because you only have these 2 gases, but Elroye, it doesn't matter, he's just going to dart on through here. SandShrew was not able to identify this soon enough. The natural is under attack, and SandShrew will fall in the first game of the day here in DreamHack Open Summer.